Um, Greetings to our friends, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of Colombia, our friends in Caicedo. It is a pleasure and honor to reach out to all of you at this opportune moment. My name is Dr. Siyabulela Mandela. I am from South Africa. I am currently speaking to you sitting in my office in the country of Iraq, where I am working on peace and post-conflict reconstruction and development initiatives in this country. I am stating this message and making this declaration. Actually, it's a clarion call to the younger generation, to the young people in Caicedo to say to you, the search for common grounds and the search for peace or building bridges for peace is actually a responsibility of us as this generation. It is upon us to define what kind of future do we want as this generation. Do we want to continue in a trajectory that is characterized by violence, that is characterized by fighting between groups within our society? Or do we want to define the kind of a future which is characterized by peace, security, and collaboration between different groups within the country? And there's one thing that I can actually advise you on is that the younger generation, which was the generation of Nelson Mandela, fought a relentless struggle in a fight for justice, human rights, and peace for our generation or for generations yet to come. And we are in South Africa a living embodiment of the dreams that they fought for. They were fighting for our generation in order to be able to live in a society where everyone is afforded human rights, where everyone lives in peace. But it was the young people who led the struggle for peace, justice, and freedom in our country. It is for this reason that I'm making this appeal to the younger generation in Caicedo and to the younger generation in Colombia and say, it is our collective responsibility as young people to define what kind of a future we want. It is our collective responsibility as young people to decide whether we want to engage in pursuit of peace, building bridges for peace and collaboration in our country. It is only then that we can realize human rights, we can realize prosperity in our country, only if we take those initiatives and steps as the younger generation. And it is for that reason that I also make this declaration that if the younger generation are adamant in their pursuit for peace and justice in Caicedo and in Colombia in general, I am willing to offer my expertise. And of course, I am willing to collaborate closely with Dr. Laura, as well as the Ecosystem for Peace and Reconciliation, bringing in, hopefully, Nelson Mandela University as part and parcel of that partnership in pursuit of that peace. In particular, the Center for Security, Peace and Conflict Resolution at Nelson Mandela University in South Africa will be more than willing to aid and support the work that is done by the Ecosystem for Peace and Reconciliation in Caicedo and in Colombia, in particular in supporting the efforts by young people and as well as civil society in their pursuit for peace, justice, and freedom for all in Colombia. It is for that reason I am making this appeal, and we argue and say, perhaps the continuation of the summit, which will be led and as it is envisaged by the Ecosystem for Peace and Reconciliation in Colombia, is of critical importance, for it will be a missed opportunity if the summit itself doesn't take place. For in our view, it will provide a platform by which experts from different parts of the world, experts as guided by the Ecosystem for Peace and Reconciliation, and even experts from South Africa could be able to come and share their experiences on how did we make it in South Africa? How is it possible that in 2024 we're celebrating 30 years of peace, freedom, and democracy in our country? Freedom and peace and democracy that was fought for by the previous younger generation, the generation of Nelson Mandela. it will be that opportunity for us to share those experiences. How did South Africa make it? And how can we contribute to the people in Caicedo and to the broader general, apart from the federal to the national government, how can we contribute in supporting them with initiatives that seeks to bring about, build bridges for peace, and that seeks to search for common ground and peace in Colombia. With that being said, I am looking forward to the invitation for the summit, and we are looking forward to collaborate alongside with Dr. Laura, as well as the Ecosystem for Peace and Reconciliation, and of course, the Center for Peace, for Security, Peace, and Conflict Resolution at Nelson Mandela, and make sure that we help Colombia, we help Caicedo to search for common ground and build bridges for peace. Looking forward to see all of you hopefully soon. Thank you very much.